You're teed up for Golf News RI TV with your host, Joe Calabro, and his guests. We're talking everything golf around the region and on the tours. Now, here's your host, Joe Calabro.
Welcome, everybody, to GolfNewsRI TV. I'm GolfNewsRI co-founder and CEO, Joe Calabro. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in over the last few weeks. We had a couple of great episodes. We had Nick Maresca and Jerry Loon at Lincoln Country Club, where I embarrassed myself on the golf course. We told the great story of Austin Silly, who just finished his run at the U.S. Mid-Am over in Arizona. Check that episode out, even with the dribble of basketball and pretend I was good at it. And then last week, we had Anthony Lozelle. We talked about his incredible run and rise in the PGA head professional game. And today, on GolfNewsRI TV, we're at Glocester Country Club, beautiful Glocester Country Club, water right in front of us. You have nice course, greens, all kinds of stuff. And we're glad to be joined today by the head pro, Justin Turner. Justin, thanks so much for taking some time.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So you played here as a kid when you growing up at Smithfield High School, played your high school golf. We're big supporters of high school golf here on GolfNewsRI. So what has it been like? I know you have a lot to get into, but what's it been like to be back here now as the head pro at a place where you essentially grew up?
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a great opportunity when it presented itself. I mean, I pretty much started playing the game when I started playing here in high school. I was a little bit of a late bloomer. Started when I was 14, and you know, all the travels that I've had over the last 20 years, it was amazing. One of the first things when I came back here in April, saw Coach Parenti, who was my coach 20 years ago, and I think he looks like he's gotten younger somehow over the last 20 years. But yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, there's been a couple of changes. You know, they've changed the starting hole, but a lot of positive changes here. And it's really been cool. It's kind of like a full circle, you know, and I know there's still a lot of always trying to progress and move forward, and a lot of work to be done here, but we're heading in the right direction, and I'm just very happy to be a part of this community and this family here.
Now you're just wrapping up your first season here, correct? So what has that been like in year one here?
I mean, it's been great. You know, I think you know, I got a little bit of a late start in mid-April. So and this is the first time I've owned the pro shop, so that's a little bit of a different experience. But I've had some great support. You know, my father's been a big support, helping me, you know, understand the legalities of owning the shop. You know, as far as the membership, I mean, we have such a great membership here. Honestly, some of the best people that I've worked for, and you know, I say worked for, but we really work with one another, and I think that's, you know, been one of the things that's kind of eased the transfer, you know, into being here, is having the member support. But yeah, it's been a great first season, and it's gone by very quick, as I'm sure a lot of pros will tell you. The seasons kind of come and go, and they fly by. But we've been very successful, you know, as an operation, as a team here in year one, and looking forward to the years ahead here.
Last week we had Anthony on over at Lewis Quizit, and he was, because I was interested in the how you get to where you are, how do you get to be a head professional, class A teaching professional, I guess is the technical term. He was telling us the story about his rise and his role or his ride to where he is, and I was curious kind of what your story is. My mind was blown at all the tests and the playability tests and the written stuff and the classes or whatever it may be. I had no idea any of that. I mean, I had some idea, but I had no idea the extent of it. It was insane. Let's talk a little bit about your story. I know you went out west for a while to California, then you came back here. Tell us a little about your story.
Yeah, so it's definitely been a great ride. You know, going through the process is a couple different ways. Some people go to universities and go through the program that way. I took more of the self-taught route. So I started that program in 2010. You know, I said I'd been playing golf for maybe 8 years at that point, but I worked at Meadowbrook down in South Kingston right when they reopened. You know, they used to be a drop your money in the box type of place, and now they've turned into one of the nicest courses in the state. So I was there for a couple of years. You know, started in the bag room cleaning carts, and was there for a couple of years. A couple of the guys that I worked with, they were going back and forth, doing the seasonal thing. They were out in California for 6 months and then came back to Rhode Island for 6 months. So, so in 2012, I went out there, kind of just shot in the dark, you know, figured I'd see what kind of opportunities I could get. And I was very fortunate to land a job at PGA West, which coincidentally, the logo you have on your shirt there, I thought you planned that, but that's pretty funny. So, so yeah, I got a job in the bag room there. I came back home for 1 season, worked at Potawatomi as an assistant pro under Seth Force, who was very instrumental in helping me, you know, push me through some of the program. And then my girlfriend at the time, my now wife, she came out with me in 2013. I went back to PGA West. I was there until 2022. Bag room or outside services attendant, we called it, outside services supervisor. And that was at the resort side of PGA West where they had the American Express tournament. And then I went to the private side, which is 54 holes, a great facility, great people I worked with. As an assistant pro, got a job as first assistant there. And then my wife and I, we had our first daughter in 2020, our daughter Emma, and that was, you know, kind of the driving factor to try to get back closer to home. We'd always planned on, you know, coming back eventually. And when we had our daughter, you know, both our families are from out here, so we're big family people. And so that was, you know, that brought me back. I worked at Stonington Country Club in Connecticut, as that was my first head professional gig. And great people there. They've done some real good work to that facility, and they keep improving too. But yeah, when this opportunity, you know, came and presented itself, I mean, I was at the time and still just living, you know, 14 minutes away from home, and yeah, it was very cool to get that opportunity and be back here where kind of it all started, you know.
So incredible story. Obviously, you guys, you really have to love golf to do what you're doing, to make it all that way. But next up, we're gonna go play the 9th hole here at Glocester Country Club. It's the only par 5 on the course, and I'm gonna look to redeem myself after two out of the last 3 poor weeks of bad TV golf. This is GolfNewsRI TV. Stay tuned. Welcome back to GolfNewsRI TV. I'm Joe Calabro. Again, we're here today at Glocester Country Club, and we're joined by Justin Turner. Tell us a little bit about this hole. What can we expect here?
So the only par 5 on the golf course, but it's a real good scoring opportunity, you know, as you're about to make the turn or as you're finishing your round. The dog leg right, probably about 450, I think, from the tip. So it's the longest hole on the golf course. There's a creek that comes into play about halfway down the hole. You know, once you get past that tee shot, you kind of get what you see out there as you're coming back to the clubhouse. Yeah.
Let's see what we got. I'm bet on a cold streak here of TV golf. Let's tee it up.
All right. If you go right down the middle pine there, that's a good target. If you go a little right of that, you're going to be fine.
What if you go way left into the trees?
If you go, we want positive swing thoughts here. This game's 90% metal. You look like you played this hole before.
That was smashed.
That was awesome. Nice shot. I had mentioned if you hit it too far and too straight, for the biggest hitters, you might be blocked out. A good line is actually right where Joe hit it, kind of right down that right side with a little bit of a cut. But, you know, as long as you get it in play, even if you miss a little too far right, there's a way home from there, you know, from like the set between the 7th and the 9th hole. Far too often people focus on the swing, they focus on the shot at hand. One of the ways I've, you know, found to play the best golf is pick a target, focus on that, you know, let your body kind of do the rest.
A little right?
Yeah, so that might be all right. I've had a lot of slow starts on this course, and then you come around to this hole and
get it going.
Yeah, you put a circle on the card and it kind of turns the tide a little bit.
Here I am, another fairway hit. Justin shot it for me. We have a 270?
270, yep.
So I don't have my 270 club today. I'm gonna hit a 5 iron and hopefully get it close to the green and chip on. That's the plan.
See where those yellow stakes are? There's a little creek that runs across there, so you'll just want to make sure that you clear that. Yeah, it should be good.
Is that all right down there?
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna have a good look at the green from there. So.
Kind of hit that a little thin, I felt like. It felt awkward when I hit it.
The road you're looking at here, it's actually used to be an access road. So we have a gentleman that lives at the end. It's called Voorhees Lane. They're supposed to be taking all this out this winter. So we're hoping they're gonna flatten this out, and it's gonna be, you know, either an extension of the fairway or we're gonna keep the rough cut in. So there's some good work that's gonna be going on there over the winter. I've got 212 to the flag. First time I played here, I was a little bit closer, maybe like 100 yards out. Then I shot the flag, or at least I thought I shot the flag. I think I hit the number, but I hit my own pro shot. Bounced off the roof, came back into the bunker, and I got up and down. So I don't know what we call that, but yeah, it was
like straight out of Happy Gilmore.
It was definitely not planned. At 212, I'm gonna try to hit a soft 4-iron with a little bit of a cut. I'm gonna aim right at those carts out there. Whoop, a little chunky.
Oh, replace your divots.
Oh yeah, I take some big divots, man. Let's try one more. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the whole state of Rhode Island.
Sorry, I do it every day. That sounded a lot nicer.
Yeah, it should be a little bit better. And a little bit of a change in ball position can make a big difference. Yeah, I think I moved the ball a little bit further back, stood a little bit taller on that swing, and definitely made a better shot. Got 142, back flag. I might try to bounce it off the pro shop again like I did a couple months back. So this looks like it's sitting down, but if you get enough club on the back of it, it's gonna make a flyer. You know, it's kind of like a flyer lie, even though it looks like it's sitting down. It's gonna make a little controlled swing with a pitching wedge here. We're golfing. We're playing golf. 104 to the flag. You got to start with having good posture, right? They say PGA stands for posture, grip, and alignment. So if you got good posture, you got a good grip. Alignment's number 3, and that's so key on these shorter shots.
Did it just go off the back?
I think you might have, yeah, it might have jumped off the back into the bunker back there.
All right, Justin, what's the key to hitting a good bunker shot here?
So yeah, a lot of weight on the front foot, and we definitely need to accelerate through the ball. I see a lot of players decelerate. And
that's what I do.
Because we want to come down steep into the sand. You obviously got to hit behind it. Really, you're trying to lift that ball up on a pillow of sand, right? So we don't want any ball contact.
Let's see if we can hold one out here. We got ourselves out. We putting.
One of the things I did this year, my first year, was we did a 4th of July sale. We called it Pop and Shop. We hang balloons in the shop and pay a couple bucks to pop a balloon. We do all kinds of discounts, you get shop credit. But one of the things I did was I had to have a member give me a lesson, a 5-minute lesson. So this particular gentleman gave me a 5-minute lesson, and he's big into hitting his hybrid off the green, kind of like a little bit of a bump and run, get the ball up in the air. You know, if you wind up with, you know, a particular shot like this where you have to get it through a little bit of grass, but you can still get the ball on the ground and rolling quickly, it's not a bad play. It's really just like a putting stroke. All we're doing is getting a little bit of loft to get us over this, you know, this thick grass here, get you rolling on the fringe, and hopefully get it close to the hole. So kind of a good one I've gone to a few times. So let's see if we can put this one tight with a little bit of a putting stroke. A little much, a little long. But yeah, no, it's not bad. I'll take it. You know, anytime you get a putt, I think it's a success. But not as good as Joe's sand shot. And that was, yeah, I wouldn't give too much of the hole away, so. Boom, no.
I'm retiring from TV golf.
There we go.
Then at the par.
Great par.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
One of the biggest things about this place that I love is they're very family oriented. So I have two young daughters, and I always keep a little reminder on my golf ball. I got my kids' names on there. So if I'm having a crappy round or even, you know, crappy hole like we're having here, I always go back to the kids, and that's what's really important in life is the family. And I even got some custom ball markers with my kids on them.
Very cool.
One of the things I've taught a lot of people, and I've actually benefited from myself, is the claw grip, as I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. Kind of takes that right wrist out of it. I see a lot of players, they get very handsy and wristy with that right hand, so the claw kind of takes that out of it, and I've seen people have a lot of success with that. So we kind of place the grip just in this little part of your hand, thumb behind it, and then really it's just a motion like this. Let's see if we can roll one in here. Oh, I'm no Joe Calabro.
How about that? That's a par. I won the hole over a PGA professional, so that's a feather in my cap. But we'll have much more with Justin Turner on GolfNewsRI TV. Stay tuned. Welcome back to GolfNewsRI TV. that was fun. I made a par on the 9th hole. I actually looked like I knew what I was doing, and I beat Justin at his own course. So it's always a plus. Justin, thanks so much for taking us out and playing a hole. It was a lot of fun. Just talk a little bit what we just played the 9th hole here at Gloucester. Some great shots by me. Some good shots by you as well. Well, just talk a little bit about the course and some of the holes that we played the 9th hole, and then we also did a little drive around. Just talk a little bit about the course and what we saw out there.
Yeah, so great playing. You know, I definitely I want to rematch at one point one of these days when I'm a little warmed up. You know, but yeah, so that great par 5. You know, we mentioned a little bit. It's a great hole for redemption, depending on how you played the first 8 or first 17 holes. But you know, one of the key holes on this course is hole number 2, and we didn't get across it to see it. It's because they're doing some improvements to the paving over there. But probably the toughest hole I've played out here is number 2. It's a dogleg right par 4, out of bounds on all 3 sides of the green. So really, if you can get through the first 4 holes on this golf course, you come over to number 5, which is a little bit of a dogleg right. You know, not a tough par 4 by any means, but those first 4 holes are key. We have 2 of the I'd say tougher par 3s, but they can be tricky. A lot of elevation changes on our 2 par 3s, holes number 6 and 8. I think we did a drive-by number 6 there. Mm-hmm. I
love holes where the tees are elevated.
Yeah.
I think those, like, if I was a golf course designer in my next life, every hole is going to have an elevated tee with the fairway or the green below. I just think it's so cool to be able to watch the ball kind of sail out, and then you kind of see where it lands, type of thing. So that'd be my thing in my next career.
Absolutely.
But you guys have a lot going on here at Gloucester. Like you said, you're near the end of your first year. But to talk about what you guys have going on here at Gloucester, and I know it's a great membership, dedicated members. I know a few friends that are members here, or at least play here, and they love it. But let's talk about the club a little bit.
Yeah, so it's really a unique place, you know. As you drive down here, you see Waterman Lake, and so there's not too many golf courses where you have, you know, a private marina, you know, access to docks. You can launch boats here, and that's, you know, for members only. We have, we're also a BYOB club, which is something different. So, you know, it's one of those things that a lot of people like about this place. But yeah, we're very much it has like a community feel, a family feel here. You know, we do a lot of fun events, fun social events. We don't have any tee times right now because it's, you know, kind of walk up and play, which is really, really cool. And we don't really run into any issues here with that, which is nice. Right now we're doing a membership special for anyone that's looking to join. You put a few bucks down this year, you get to play for the rest of the season, and what you pay in this year goes to your dues for 2026. So a real good opportunity to join here. But, you know, one of the biggest things I love about this place, and, you know, we talked about my family. I mean, it's, you know, it's what it's all about is the youth and just having that family orientation, that family atmosphere. There's a beach down there that the kids go over to. You know, we have the kids out here on the weekend playing cornhole and stuff like that. So, you know, the golf course is beautiful. We have a lot of great tournaments. We actually have one coming up in a couple weeks, or it actually be next Sunday, the Hasbro JMCE charity tournament. They've been running that for, I think, 10, 12 years now. And that's a real good one. We give back to the community too. So yeah, you know, golf is obviously why people come here, but we have so much more going on. It's a very, very unique, very special place.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's fun to play the 9th hole, and I have good memories from here now. I made a putt. So listen, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know it's you guys are busy all year round, and I'm so glad we can get you out on the course and get some publicity and for yourself and for Gloucester. You also, I know you don't have a minute left, but you also have your own clothing brand or brand.
Yeah. So I started it up actually just about a month before I started here. It's Big RI. It's just something I'd always wanted to do. So this is the logo that we have, a little Rhode Island anchor with a golf ball in the center and an iron. So I have a website, bigri.tcommerce.shop, and
nice.
it's just something cool, you know, something different.
Yeah, it's always good to have a side hustle, right?
Yeah.
Gig. So listen, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it, and thanks for all your support as well. I know I always love getting your messages. We had this tournament, and then we post it all on GolfNewsRI.com. So thanks so much to Justin and to Glocester Country Club for having us today. It was a great day here at the club, and I actually didn't embarrass myself on the golf course for the first time in several weeks. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been GolfNewsRI TV. I'm Joe Calabro. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been watching GolfNewsRI TV with host Joe Calabro.